Now, the Eagles made their moves before deadline day. See, some people procrastinate until the last minute. The Eagles get their work done well in advance. They didn't do anything yesterday because they did it all before yesterday. Last week, Michael Carter II and Jaire Alexander. Howie Roseman said yesterday the risk is worth the reward with Jaire Alexander. And then they do the deal on Monday for Jaelen Phillips. Get him from the Dolphins. Reunite him with Vic Fangio, who was the coordinator there for a year. Howie Roseman said yesterday that Jaelen Phillips has freak ability. Not freak space ability, right? Freak ability.
Yeah, he does. He's the most talented guy on the Dolphins defense. Now was he at this moment? Because yes, is he totally 100% himself ever since he tore his Achilles tendon 2 years ago when he was having an unreal year with Vic Fangio as the D coordinator of the Miami Dolphins? No, probably not. But I think he's really close to the point where you look at it and you go, I think by another 5 or 6 weeks, we're going to have the real Jaelen Phillips back all the way. He's a superstar. You've heard me say that for years. I mean, he is the type of guy that when the stars align and he's healthy and can stay healthy, he can lead the NFL in sacks. He's that type of talent. I mean, he is. So that's where I think Vic Fangio remembers that, knows that. The Eagles need it. Nolan Smith, who, again, a first round out of Georgia, he's been dealing with a shoulder injury. He's been dealing really with his whole career there in Philadelphia. They've been looking for one extra pass rusher. And to get a guy like that, who can really be a superstar going in the future, that's a big-time move. And then even the potential of Jaire Alexander off of that. I don't know what the hell's going on with Jaire Alexander, right? I mean, Baltimore got him. They didn't even want to use him. We know he doesn't have the greatest reputation. But either way, the Eagles go, hey, let's see if he's got something here that can help us out and give us some depth and some matchup versatility when we get, down the stretch here into some big football games. So, the Eagles made a lot of big moves, or a lot of good moves, I should say. I like all three of them, really.
One move they didn't make, as expected, was to trade receiver A.J. Brown. But I say that with this important caveat. The most recent headline regarding the unlikely possibility of an A.J. Brown trade also carried with it the message that if they were made a blockbuster offer, I mean, if the Colts had called with 2 first-round picks, A.J. Brown's going to Indianapolis, folks. Now, here's Howie Roseman, right? Am I right?
No, I don't disagree.
If the Colts had called up with 2 first-round picks?
I would think so, right.
After the dust settled on the trade deadline, Howie Roseman met with reporters. Here he is on why the Eagles didn't trade A.J. Brown.
I think that when you're trying to be a great team, it's hard to trade great players. And A.J. Brown's a great player. He wears the C for a reason. He's an important part of this team, of this organization. He cares about winning. He cares about his teammates. And I think that when you're a team like ours that is looking forward to an opportunity to compete for a championship, you just don't get rid of the guys like that.
Okay. Take what he just said and insert the names Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Who are the other truly untouchable players? My point is this.
Yeah.
If A.J. Brown was completely untouchable, that's all you have to say. We were never trading A.J. Brown. Would you ask that question to Andy Reid about Patrick Mahomes? Would you ask that question to Josh Allen? No. But the answer he gave was very measured. And again, folks, rewind if you can. Listen to what he said again and replace A.J. Brown with that short list of untouchable guys. And ask yourself how ridiculous it would sound if you would hear Andy Reid explain why they didn't trade Patrick Mahomes yesterday. You're never trading Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
My point is this. A.J. Brown was in play for the right offer. They just didn't get the right offer.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think what you're hearing there from Howie Roseman was not his banner statement going into the trade deadline. I think what you're hearing there is the final assessment, as they approached the trade deadline and got done with it, that they had conversations and they're looking at it going, no, we think we can be a dynasty and we want to be a dynasty and we think he's going to help us get there. Now, yeah, there's some issues and there's some things I'd throw the challenge flag out there with Howie Roseman is going, yeah, I know he's the man and he's an awesome football player, but we all know, everybody knows there's something between him and Jalen Hurts. There's been issues there. And he didn't even play in their last game and they had one of their better offensive showings. So I think that's why we all wondered. They didn't throw him the ball the first 4 weeks of the year. They went 4-0. So of course they took calls, and I'm sure they thought about it. But at the end of the day, I think that's what you're hearing is the final assessment is, wait, we're not willing to do that. We never got the offer that blew us out of the water because he's a great player, and we're trying to do great things. And I think, that's basically in the head of Howie Roseman. And they look at it and go, yeah, we think we can win the Super Bowl this year, and we think we can go win the Super Bowl next year too. And if we have to trade A.J. Brown in the offseason, maybe we'll do it then, but we're not going to sacrifice winning the Super Bowl this year right now for the A.J. Brown trade.
Yeah, and look, no one's getting traded for the rest of the year. The window's closed, but the window opens again in March, and they can have conversations really anytime, although there's no point having conversations during the season, but the foundation can be laid now subtly and discreetly. We've seen many trades get done before the league year begins in March, and let's see how the rest of the year goes, and let's see if there's still a sense that something is off, that they've somehow managed to keep from fully exploding into public view. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.